knits a second World Tour title. She's done it. Chen Yufei. And they've done it. Delight for the Chinese pair. He's done it. Jonathan Christie. A 5th title of the year.
Hello everyone and welcome back to Badminton Weekly with me, Jasmine Lim. Can you believe it? 25 tournaments done and dusted in the HSBC BWF World Tour, the latest of course being the Yonex French Open. As always, we'll recap the highs and lows in Rennes before taking a peek at the final stop of this European leg, the Hylo Open. Today I'm delighted to welcome back India's doubles player Ashwini Ponnappa. Welcome back to the show, Ashwini.
Hi Jasmine, good to be back.
Let's start with the men's singles discipline where Jonathan Christie came out on top against Asian Games champion Lee Shifeng to walk away with the biggest title of his career. Before the final, the Indonesian claimed that mental strength is the most important in a big tournament like the French Open, and he showed just how strong he was mentally, didn't he?
Christie definitely showed a lot of perseverance and grit in that finals. He hasn't had the best of matches in the last two tournaments, but going into this final and getting there, he showed a lot of grit irrespective of how things went before, and he was very determined and he came back in that second and third with a lot of confidence, very calm, very composed. He didn't really let the first game loss affect him. Changed his game style, got that net really high, took the shot really high at the net and played some phenomenal smashes in that second and third set. That is where things changed, because from Lee Shifeng starting off with being more attacking and more aggressive, the second and third, it was more Christie who was dominating in the attack, and also his defense got better, which made it a bit more difficult for Lee Shifeng. The best part is he's only the second Indonesian to win the French Open title, which is amazing, and I'm sure it's very huge for all the Indonesian fans, so it's pretty fantastic.
Once again, thank you God, because without him I'm nothing. This is my first title in a Super 750, so I'm very very happy and I'm very very grateful. I don't know what to say, but yeah, I just want to say thanks God, thanks Indonesian supporter and my family also. Thanks to all coaches, friends. Yeah, this is for you guys.
His first ever Super 750 title moves Christie up 6 places to second in the HSBC race to final standing. Lee Shifeng, meanwhile, still holds the top place despite his defeat. Kodai Naraoka, Anthony Ginting, Zhu Yiti and Anders Antonsen and Victor Axelsen are all in the qualification spots, with Kunlavut Vititsan being the only player guaranteed qualification thanks to his status as the current world champion. Now over in the women's singles category, Chen Yifei walked away with her second straight title after defeating Tai Tzu-ying. The Chinese player had declared that it's time for Chen Yifei version 2.0 to take center stage after her silver medal in the Asian Games. Is that what we're seeing now, and what has Chen improved in her game?
Of course, it's awesome that Chen Yufei won back-to-back titles, the Denmark Open and the French Open. And that's only possible when you know what you want and you have like this goal and this vision that, okay, this is how it went, the Asian Games, I lost in the finals, I'm going to go into these next two tournaments and up the gear and up that notch. If you have that clarity, you end up doing that. Of course, she's a world-class player, she's an Olympic gold medalist, so she knows what needs to be done in order to get that performance, and she did exactly that. She was very very calm, defended really well, because she's got this really nice dive, semi-dive defense that she does, and when she gets a lot of shuttle back, it makes it very difficult for the opponent to like get points, which ends up making them make a lot more mistakes because they're trying to hit closer and closer to the line and then end up hitting out. So for me, something that stood out was Chen Yufei's defense. I felt like she was pretty strong on her defense and very calm throughout the match. But when she got the opportunity, she was very, very strong with her defense as well. Ansayang and Yamaguchi haven't been playing these tournaments, but when they get back, we're going to have Chen Yufei, who's won 2 titles, who's coming back with a lot of confidence and entering those tournaments with a lot of confidence. It's going to be interesting to see how the two of them Ansayang and Yamaguchi are going to get back, and how Chen Yufei is going to finish the year having had a fantastic 2 tournaments, 2 titles back-to-back. It'll be very interesting to watch who's going to finish on top.
我觉得确实每一次跟他打都非常困难，今天其实也很激烈，但是我觉得就是我坚定的一个想赢的一个信心吧，然后想赢的一个欲望，就是坚持我到最后。
With her second straight title, Chen Yufei moves 2 places up to 3rd and secures a place in the World Tour Finals alongside An Se-young, Akane Yamaguchi and Carolina Marin. Kim Astrup and Anders Rasmussen are also riding on a high after winning their 4th world title of the year. The Danish pair claim they've cracked the code to staying on this good run. Ashwini, how much of that was on display when they took down the resilient pair of Mohammad Shohibul Fikri and Bagus Maulana here?
For Astrup and Rasmussen, one of their key factors is Astrup running into the net and taking that net, aggressively being at the net and hunting for shuttles at the net, and Rasmussen at the back being relentless, hitting really well with those angles and then rotating. But for me, the key factor is the fact that Astrup really rushes to the net, and he's very intimidating when he does that because he's very fast and he's there on top of the shuttle. So I'd say that is something where they've gotten very consistent doing that over and over. I'd say the finals, it was very interesting because the Danish pair started off incredibly well. But in that second game, the Indonesians played well, really well, and they won that second game very easily. But the final game for me, I would say it was between the 2 players who were taking to the net, which was Astrup as well and Fikri on the Indonesian side. And the one who dealt with that situation really well had the advantage. And in the French Open finals, it was definitely the Danish pair, with Astrup taking on that net and not really giving Fikri a chance. And I think that was a bit of like a pretty important factor for that finals.
I think all 4 of us could feel that the match was coming to an end, and we were all getting very tense and tired, obviously, after a long game. But yeah, I think it was a final worthy. It was a great game, and Fikri and Maulana played also a very great game. So I'm thrilled with the way the game was running, and happy that we came out on top.
The Danish and Indonesian pairs remain in 6th and 7th place respectively, despite their podium finishes. Meanwhile, the new world number ones, Liang Wei-kung and Wang Chang, move up 1 place to 2nd, inching closer to following Fajar Alfian and Muhammad Rian Adianto, as well as Kan Min Hyuk and So Song Jae in booking their spots in the World Tour final. Last week marked Axelsen's 100th consecutive week as the world number 1, and to celebrate this remarkable feat, here's a short package highlighting the Big Dane's biggest achievements in his career so far.
A second Japan Open title for Victor Axelsen, for the reigning world and Olympic champion. And Axelsen has done it. Tame celebrations from Axelsen. Victor Axelsen, his remarkable journey continues. He's done it, and Victor Axelsen has a career Grand Slam.
Now with this milestone, it's only right that Victor Axelsen is featured in the Super Smash squad, BWF's latest Road to Paris campaign where talent, dedication and charisma of world-class badminton athletes are showcased. So keep an eye out on BWF's official channels for exclusive monthly challenges and player card unveilings that will take you behind the scenes and introduce you to the heroes of badminton. From France, we move on to Germany as the badminton world shifts its attention to the Hylo Open. This Super 300 event will be the final stop in this European leg, so it's understandable to expect a few tight players. Ashwini, you'll be there. What are your expectations for this event in terms of player condition and freshness?
It is going to be a bit of a challenge because we've been on tour for a while. And when you play matches, it's very different because it's not just physically you're there, but mentally also it takes quite a bit of a toll. So, and losing matches makes it even harder. But I'm sure like for players who haven't really done in the initial couple of tournaments, this is an opportunity for them to like get back on track. And at times when you're playing one tournament after the other, you do tend to get a lot more confident because not everyone has the same sparring back home or same level of matches that they get to play back home. So for quite a few players, it would be like, okay, playing back-to-back tournaments helps them to get better. For a few players, it's going to be exhausting because they've had good matches or tough losses and to come back from that. So it's going to be a very tricky tournament, interesting tournament. And since it's the last leg of the European tournament circuit, it's going to be a tough one, I would say.
Now you've been drawn in the same quarter as two Indonesian pairs in the women's doubles category, Apriyani Rahayu and Siti Faldia Silva Ramadanti being one of them. With how they performed in France falling just short against eventual winners Liu and Tan in the semis, do you think they can do one better here?
I'm guessing that would be the aim for the two of them because they got really close at the French Open and it would be nice to finish the tour off winning the tournament. And the thing that stands out the most or which makes them super strong is the fact that they have this attack and defense which is strong. But when they're attacking, when Rahayu's at the back, she's got a very hard smash, good angles, and Ramadanti is very quick at the net to intercept and finish it. It makes it very difficult to play against them. But having said that, the draw definitely has quite a few Chinese pairs who are going to be a force to reckon with. Of course, Liu and Tan are in the draw and I'm sure they would be aiming to get like back-to-back titles. So it's going to be tricky to say who's going to do well. Yeah.
Finally, let's take a look at the women's singles category. Aya Ohori has also impressed of late. She stepped in very well at the Asian Games in absence of Akane Yamaguchi and continued that form to recently take down Carolina Marin in the French Open. Do you think the Japanese can continue her form here and go deep as well?
It would be great if Ohori can do that because she's been playing some very good badminton. I haven't seen her play like this in a very long time. Her game's changed quite a bit. She's got this incredible tosses, flat tosses, variation with her attack. She seems quite aggressive on court actually with her smash and follow up with that flat toss and going into the net and hunting for a loose shot at the net. It's been very interesting watching her play like this. I haven't seen her play like this at all. But going into the Hylo Open, having played 2 back-to-back tournaments, and also having the highs and lows of playing good matches and losing a close semi-final match, I think it's important to see how she would take it mentally, how her body's taken it physically, and if she's going to be fresh enough to give it her 100% and try and get that title here.
We've come to the end of today's show. Thank you so much, Ashwini, for taking the time to join us today. We wish you the very best in Germany and we hope to see you again real soon.
Thank you so much, Jasmine. Pleasure as always being here.
For those of you at home, don't forget to catch all the action from the Hylo Open 2023 starting from the 31st of October all the way through to the 5th of November. If you guys are on the go, you know you can always rely on the trusty BWF app, Badminton for you, for all the latest news, match updates and statistics. Let us know who your player of the week is on our Facebook and YouTube pages. Until next week, take care everybody and goodbye.